Whew. Rayburn. Keeper number 1. Alright, beautiful fish. Alright guys, I just got my first keeper. It's been a couple hours I've been out here today. About a nice 3.5 pounder on a brush hog. Recycled brush hog. This is a Do-It Molds bait I made in my garage, recycled out of old soft plastics on a half-ounce Carolina rig with about a 14-inch leader. But something I want to show you guys that's pretty interesting about this fish is I saw the bed on the 360 imaging. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Okay guys, so if you look here, you can see some beds, and they're right here. These are beds. And that's where I caught that last fish, just hanging around those beds right there. Kind of hard to notice them, but when you stare at the 360 imaging long enough, you start to see things like that. Keeper number 2, brush hog. I spent a few more hours my first afternoon searching north of the 147 bridge for more beds. I was unsuccessful, so I came back to the main lake. Here I am fishing around Rayburn Park. I found some calm pockets, and there are some bass chasing some shad around, and the weightless fluke is getting bit. Alright. Oh. Whew. Rayburn, number 3. Weightless fluke. Alright. Oh, man. Number 5. Spinner bait fish. I am throwing a Zoom Super Fluke, the sprayed glass color, on a trocar hook with a screw lock. The way these fish are biting, they're chasing shad shallow in the hay grass. I'm throwing this fluke out there weightless, and most of the time it's getting their attention. They're swimming right over to it and attacking it. In these type of calm conditions with bait fish around, a weightless Texas rig Senko or a wacky rig Senko would also work well. But this is how I finished up my first day on Rayburn. I caught a bunch of fish. I fished up north of the 147 bridge. I came back to the main lake, fished around the dam area. Tomorrow, I'm planning on going to some newer areas that I've never been to on the lake and just kind of getting a feel of what these areas look like and what kind of fish live in these areas. On day 2, I met up with my wife. We went out, fished some new areas. Fishing actually got a little bit tougher. It was harder to get bit. It took a little while for us to figure out a pattern, but we did discover you could get bit flipping isolated cypress trees on the main lake with a light Texas rigged finesse worm. We are pretty far over on the east side of the lake towards Mill Creek. This morning when we put in, there's about a 12 or 14 mile an hour wind out of the north, which makes for a pretty rough day on Rayburn. Crossing the lake, there were 4-foot waves, pretty rough, so we're in somewhat of a shielded area.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
That's Rayburn number 5. Woo! Not as big as your other one, but he's good.
After dinner, I went out and fished by myself for a couple hours, and I did find a group of fish in the very back of a creek, flipping into a bunch of vegetation and hay grass. I managed to have a little fish flurry. It was a lot of fun, a good way to end the day.
Catching him. Rayburn. Alright. Rayburn.
That wrapped up my second day out here. I had a great time. I'm gonna head back to the cabin, get organized, packed up. I'll get a few hours of fishing tomorrow before I have to head back home. That was a 12 to 14 pound bowfin that smoked my weightless fluke as I was jerking it past a little bush right there. Crazy powerful fish. I didn't get the hooks that I needed to land that fish. It was a fun battle. That's the second time I've ran into those bowfins out here on Rayburn. They seem to be very aggressive, and I think right now is a spawning time for them.
Here, big fish.
That's gonna wrap up my Rayburn trip. I had a great time out here. I caught a bunch of fish. I explored the lake and found some really cool new areas. Can't wait to come back. You know, last year was the first year I got to explore Rayburn and experience this amazing lake. So this year I have a really big FLW Toyota series out here in October, and I'm planning on coming back many times before the big tournament rolls around to learn more about this lake. Thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate all the subscribers and positive feedback from everyone. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button in the lower right hand corner and you'll be able to see all my future videos as they come out. My next video is going to be from Lake Buchanan, a media bass individuals tournament. Thanks everybody, good luck, and I'll see you out there.